Yeah. Said the kids was hungry, right? I ain't gonna take them out to eat. So I just bought groceries and TV good for the week.
Why? Cause your little girlfriend in the car?
Put my girlfriend in the car. Why you always bringing up the wrong shit? I'm doing for my kids, as you can see. It's not enough.
A lot of men are refusing to date single mothers. Let's get into why that might be the case, and let's jump into it.
You single?
Show me the reason you have no money.
Single mothers like this have no problem parading around their children in the name of creating TikTok videos. That kid is too young to understand what's going on, and it's actually tragic that a mother has no problem violating their own children's privacy like that.
I posted a video that I got broken up with, and I got a couple comments of people saying that I must be the problem because none of my relationships work out. For context, I am a single mother. I'm 27, and I'm a content creator, so I share my life. So people on my page have seen me go through now 2 relationships. I don't like to talk about the first one though, so we're just gonna focus on the one. But again, I'm on a dating journey because I do want to be a wife and have a family one day. But I want to address the "something must be wrong with you" comments and explain why there is nothing wrong with me.
There is plenty wrong with this woman. She's a 27-year-old single mother who creates content online, and this whole idea of a dating journey is just her way of hoping that she can find a simp to pay for her child.
And this is going to be a great message for young women and even older women who are trying to discover themselves and trying to date again. I consider myself a subjectively beautiful woman, and I am successful. In a circumstance such as my life, that is extremely intimidating for a man. They don't like that. They don't feel like a man. That's just for like the weak-minded ones. A real man, in my opinion, would look at a woman like me and be so in awe and want to connect with me.
A single mother who cannot maintain a relationship with the father of her own child is in no position to say what a real man does. I'm sorry, but that's the case.
And want to live in such togetherness with somebody who's on the same level as them. So I really encourage you, if you are a woman who's struggling to date, please pour into yourself, become the best version of yourself, and actually make these men step up to provide some value to you.
Men are under no obligation to step up and take care of another man's child. That's because a real man has boundaries and he doesn't compromise them for a woman who is full of herself, and she needs to insult men who don't want to date her, which is just another giant negative.
Like $6,000 a month in Southern California working an entry-level job, Desiree.
But then who's going to watch the kids?
Yeah, you're in that case, because you're a single mom, you're going to have to outsource that. There's no choice there.
But why? But I don't want to. I would rather have a bad reputation with guys like you and raise my own kids. I don't give a shit what you think.
Yeah,
and
so
many
see
men
what
have
I'm
grace
saying, though?
and understanding for my choices because they understand.
This is my point. You're making my point for me, right? Which is, okay.
For context, this woman is an adult film creator and she's also a single mother, and this argument that she has to do this for her kids is just downright absurd. No amount of money will justify the turmoil that her children will face as they get older because of how she makes that money.
So what you say is, look, I'm actually just myself for the kids, right? Because I want to be able to stay at home with the kids. Yet I would counter and say, okay, but the integrity is absolutely compromised. Your children are never going to thank you later. They're never going to be like, you know, Mom.
My kids are not raised in a puritanical, like,
it's not
sex negative type of culture.
They're going to get to the age of reason.
This is a totally different generation, Andrew. They're not repressed like your generation is.
She refuses to believe that the children of spicy content creators get an obscene amount of flack from people for something their mother does. Bullies will be relentless, they won't be able to have friends, and their lives are ruined before they have a chance to live them.
Okay, this is a crash out post. I'm currently crashing out. Sorry in advance. Women, do not get married and have kids unless you plan on and are capable of becoming a single mom. Because 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, I don't know, statistically high, that's probably what's going to happen to you. Now, I love being a mom. I really do. And in fact, I quite enjoy most of the time being a single mom.
Modern marriages are a complete sham, and we see these mothers divorce their husbands to become single mothers. Then they go online to complain about how hard it is, even though they're the ones who chose that life for themselves. They will get no sympathy from me.
This
Is not fair. The world is not set up for single moms because these men make it so hard. They make it so hard to be a mom.
So he rejected you because of how many kids you have. Girl, join the club. It took me years to be able to emotionally be okay to even make this video. On a dating website, my first dating website, this guy said, basically, he said, you got too many kids. I have 7. Oh my God, I went in the bathroom and cried. God, am I gonna start getting rejected because of how many kids I have? Yes, everybody needs to face a certain amount of rejection.
Most men learn very early on that life isn't fair and nobody cares. You kind of just have to deal with it. But these women expect the world to completely change to make their lives easier. These women made their decisions and they don't feel like they should have to own up to their mistakes.
The other day at work, this lady was talking to us about how her son is dating a single mom and she is not happy about it. So obviously we asked her why, like what was the problem? And this is what she said. So her son is 20 years old, okay? That was the first problem. She says that he was way too young to have that kind of responsibility when it's not his. The girl that he's dating is 22 years old and has 1 child from a previous relationship.
That guy's mother is spot on. Dating a single mother is a recipe for personal and financial disaster. Men shouldn't be dating these women, let alone getting into relationships with them, because it will destroy them one way or another.
So her previous relationship was very, very toxic. She got pregnant when she was 18. The baby daddy was very abusive towards her. And because of this, when she met her son, she says that I felt like her son had to work extra hard to fix things that he didn't even break. So first issue was that he was way too young and that she felt like it was too much of a responsibility for him, that he still hadn't lived enough to take on that kind of responsibility. 2, she felt like he was fixing something that he did not break.
That's a perfect metaphor for why men shouldn't date single mothers. These women ruined their lives and then they expect a single man to come in, make their lives easier, and take on the job that the original father never had to do. It's a bum deal and it isn't worth the hassle.
The baby mama, I'm the aunt.
Black 2007 Nissan Altima with considerable sun damage on the paint.
I'm not the baby mama, I'm the baby mama's cousin.
Gray 2012 Buick Enclave with a missing headlight?
I'm not the baby mama, I'm the baby mama's friend.
I don't even care what year it is, but a red Honda Civic, but the hood panel is a different color than the rest of the car for some reason.
It makes no sense why videos like this even exist. Women have no business or excuse to be acting this way, but when you live in a world where women are encouraged to be as immature as possible, it's not surprising that they're behaving this way.
I'm not the baby mama, I'm the baby mama's cousin.
This is tough. Gray 2008 Toyota Corolla with subtle damage.
I'm not the baby mama, I'm the baby mama's cousin.
I'm getting gray 2009 Nissan Rogue, but it's still running on a couple of spare tires.
And she's the baby mama!
White 2003 Chevy Tahoe with at least 250,000 miles and a baby seat in the back.
The fact that she had to walk up to the camera and scream that she's the baby mother is proof enough that this woman isn't fit to be a mother. That child has no chance of having a stable home life or a bright future. It's actually just rather tragic.
I keep seeing this discourse on TikTok about single moms and dating single moms and who doesn't want to date single moms and, oh, you're not worthy and all this stuff. Blah, blah, blah. As a former single mom of 2 kids with 2 baby daddies, I have the room to say what I'm about to say. Every time you have another kid by another man or multiple kids by multiple men, your dating pool of men that will take you serious and want to date you to marry you and see you as a wifey prospect and see you as somebody they want to build their life with and take serious gets smaller.
Men have been trying to explain this to single mothers for a long time now. Men do not want to be with women who have 1 child, let alone multiple, but they didn't want to listen. They insist on believing that men will just wife them up regardless of how many baby fathers they actually have.
And that's just bottom line, period, end of story, end of discussion, no argument. And that's a hard truth to swallow as a woman, that, hey, I made this decision thinking I trusted this person and wanted to have a family with this person and it didn't work out. And now because of that, there's like a whole group of men that don't even like see me as a dating. Yes. And that's just it. And as a former single mom, I had to come to terms with that. And that hurt. It hurt me that, hey, like it's not my fault I'm a single mom. It doesn't matter.
Think about that for just a second. It's not my fault that I'm a single mother. She chose the man, she invited him into the bedroom, and was fine with him not using protection. And yet somehow it's not her fault that she's a single mother. I mean, let that sink in.
It doesn't matter. People need to understand that single moms also come with a lot of baggage. It's not even just about, hey, you had a kid with another man, you already started a family, or you're used goods. It has nothing, like, there's so much more to why people don't want to date single moms. The baggage, the mental baggage, the emotional, physical, financial, like, there's so much baggage. A lot of single moms come from abusive, mentally, emotionally draining, traumatic relationships and aren't healed. And that in itself is baggage.
That only seems partially true. There are a bunch of modern single mothers who divorced their husbands so that they could go find quote-unquote happiness elsewhere. That wasn't traumatic. That was just her being a spoiled brat and sacrificing her children for the privilege.
I got rejected for a date. Well, we were talking for like 3 days, right? He was Indian, but had a British accent, really well spoken, really good looking, really tall. Everything was going well. He seemed really, really nice. Until I openly said, I have a daughter. It's not easy for me to date. If you want someone very flexible with a lot of time, I'm not the person for you. And he was like, no, I'm totally understanding. I'm really patient. I was like, great, okay.
If a single mother is trying to date, she is under every obligation to let that man know upfront that she has a child. If she doesn't do that, then she's trying to bait that man into something under false pretenses and is ultimately wasting his time and money.
It's going to go well here. Didn't go so well. When I said, you either need to give me a date, Saturday or Sunday, you've got 2 options. He was like, oh, let's discuss closer to the time. And I'm like, weekend's approaching. It's not that hard. Time, date, Saturday or Sunday. He said, whoa, this is too much stress for me. This is too much drama. And I'm like, well, I need to get a babysitter sorted, you know? I need to pay the babysitter in advance and I need to sort something out. So if you can't be that organized to tell me, he was like, whoa, 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 I'm not into all this. This is way too much stress.
None of what she listed is his problem, and he had every right to be stressed out. It's bad enough that she has a kid, but taking that stress out on him is just uncalled for. Good thing he didn't fall for the trap and just walked away.
Men in my comment section are so mad that I have high standards as a single mom. Sir, did you not know how low my standards were when I was not a single mom? For example, when I was in a relationship with my ex-husband, when he proposed to me in his bedroom. Now that I think about it, I'm like, that is low standard. At that time, I was 21. I could care less. I love this man. That was red flag number 1. When you are mad that single moms are not supposed to have high standards, no, we didn't have high standards before. And now that we have kids, of course we're going to have high standards.
Men are not mad that these single mothers claim to have quote-unquote high standards. For the most part, we are mostly baffled how she thinks she's entitled to good men when she already comes with a physical, financial, and psychological liability before the relationship even starts, by the way. A man should never have to pay for the meal of a child on a first date. That's not only disrespectful, but it also shows how he's being used for a free meal for someone else's kid almost immediately.
Beginning, I was like, yeah, obviously, you know, and he said, I want kids. That's no problem. Like, it's all good. Like, don't worry about it. We never even dated. We just saw each other for 8 months. He never asked me to be his girlfriend or anything. But guess what his number 1 excuse was? Why he couldn't move forward. That's right. The fact that I have a daughter and he came to the realization after 8 months that, yeah, she's still there. She still exists.
Cannot make this up.
He realized that the stress of dealing with a single mother was just too much for him. He thought he could make things work with her, but it was too much work and it just wasn't worth the payoff. But for some reason, because he said that he was interested in the beginning, that's somehow a promise of eternal loyalty or something.
And I'll be honest, I am terrified now to continue dating. I'm scared to get attached to someone and they're okay with me being, oh, I'm gonna cry. They're okay with me being a single mom. And then I fall for them and fall in love with them. And then the fact that like I'm a single mom is the reason that like, you know.
He has a child with another man. The odds of being able to find a guy who's not only going to be okay with that, but also willing to financially provide for a child isn't exactly in her favor. The fact is, she had a chance to be a little wiser with her choices and ultimately decided to make the dumbest decision imaginable. That is completely on her.
Okay.
What the you pop me for?
I need another balloon so I can pop it again.
Why you pop me? I need an explanation.
Wait, you came with the kid?
You not trying to be a stepdaddy? He a good baby. He's a very good baby.
Well, I'm not even trying to violate.
He kind of look like you.
See what I'm saying? All right, thank you. Have a nice night. All right, thanks. Thank you. She's tripping.
She goes out on a dating show dressed inappropriately, parading around her child for the whole internet to see, and she has the nerve to act like she's the victim because those men don't want to deal with a single mother. This stuff is absolutely unreal. But anyway, guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. Click this video that's up on the screen now if you want to see more. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.